And we're back
Woo!
with new camera equipment.
Yay!
The new camera equipment doesn't help us build this thing at all. It's just handy. I also got a bunch of lights. Not like special filmmaking fancy pants lights. They're just like shop lights and lamps.
Lights all over the house.
Scattered. That way, I don't know if it's going to help or if it makes us look like we're in a terrible B movie, but it definitely blinds me right now, so this is going to be problematic. Maybe my eyes are just defective. Anyways, I got all these boards cut. The rest of them to build the whole frame, which I'm going to put together today. I will show you. They can't see. Yes, I get it. It's a transition here.
Okay.
Transition. We're also filming in 60 frames, I think, if I have the settings right. Isn't that neat? Mm-hmm. So these are the boards. One problem I see with this camera, I can't zoom out far enough. So I'm actually standing like very far away from these boards. But I'll try to make it work. So basically these are the slats. They go on up there like that. They're cut to about 40 inches at a slight angle because decorative reasons. Trying to be artsy. A bunch of the flat boards, but the end front and back are notched to fit around those 2x4s. But before I do any of that, wow, that's loud, I have the only recycled ugly boards of the whole lot. More 2x4s, recycled from a bench that was in the garage when we moved in that were butt ugly.
And too tall.
And I don't know who painted this, but you're not going to see this anyway. These are going on inside, connecting from the 2x4s there, and these floorboard parts, which you can't see.
Will you need this moved?
Oh yeah, the kids have been moving in already. So yeah, we should probably move that. Those are going in bolted to the big uprights. That way, none of the weight will be on these flimsy 1x6s. They'll all be on several 2x4s. I really should have cleaned these off before bringing them in here. That's gross. They bolt on the inside of this.
Oh, they kind of fit.
Yeah, it's almost like I measured and cut them. I didn't measure very well, though. It was 1/4 inch slop.
Oh.
The top of this is going to be 1/4 inch or 3/4 inch down from there. Or, to shortcut that, it's going to be the thickness of that board down from the top. Okay, I also grabbed out of the garage much longer screws. I've been using shorter ones because I didn't want any screws poking through as I was doing these thinner boards. Because I really don't want the pokey ends poking out on anything that involves children. But this is going through a 2x4 into 2x4s. Bigger is stronger. Alright, so you're going to do the same as the other one. Just one on each side, and then once they're in, then I'll do a whole bunch more. Top of this is a 3/4 inch thick. It's a 1x2, so it's the same thickness as the floorboards. So this way I get a flush with the top of this, and then hopefully they'll be flush with the top of that. I don't know. And that'll give us kind of a smoother, more finished, refined look. Except all the boards are warped and none of them are actually finished, and my helper isn't holding it steady.
Sorry.
You know, in the previous video, Cone Dodger made a comment. Can we all take a moment and mention that these torque head screws make assembling things so much easier? That is truth of the highest order right there. Because when everything is, that's not good. When everything is Phillips, it's really hard to do anything with like power. Because Phillips screws are designed, the Phillips head is designed to actually pop out when it's starting to get tight. So anytime you have to crank like a wood screw into thick wood, it'll like start jumping at the end and strip itself out before it's really tight. But these torque head ones don't do that. They're a fabulous invention. I mean, it's not as great as an invention as like the clamp, but it's still pretty nice. All right. Relatively flush, close enough, within massive warping wood tolerances. Wow, this is an old, very dry 2x4.
Oh yeah,
it's splintery a little bit. One of those screws can probably hold up several children. So someone in the last video said, what I really need is a good quality battery operated drill. And to that I say, they're not free. There are good quality ones and there are impact ones available. But like this, I think this was like 50 bucks at Ace. And if it's anything like the last one, I'm pretty sure it's not, because the last one of these I had felt a lot beefier. The chuck here was much better quality. But as it's destroyed, I don't really have a choice. But you can't get, in my experience, you can't get really good, cheap battery operated things. But the corded ones tend to be, pretty cheap. Good bang for your buck, but if you're not near like an outlet, you're kind of screwed.
One of my things on my Christmas list was my own drill.
She wanted her own battery operated drill, and she wanted a pink one. And I can't find one for sale around here. I'm gonna have to order one. I'm not a big fan of ordering tools. I'd rather like go and like hold the thing and say like, because like I have this corded drill, and I also have a battery operated one that looks very similar to this, but it's like 50% smaller. It's really tiny, and they don't look different if you took a picture, but the other one's just pathetic. That's why I like to like have the tool and look at it. It's kind of like I imagine if like someone who really cares about clothes shopping, which I don't. I think I've had this shirt since high school. You don't want to just order clothes. You want to be able to like try them on. It's like that, but tools. What?
Are you going to do this side before you put it anywhere?
Yeah.
Is that going to be straight?
Nope, the board's very warped.
Oh, okay.
I can't be alone in that, right? If it's something I'm going to be using a lot.
I mean, I get it too. Clothes shopping analogy. There are certain things that you want to see for yourself before you buy it.
These boards are also really warped. I'm using the top bit of the screw isn't threaded, so it'll actually spin in the outer one and pull it into this. I'm using that to straighten the boards out. And judging by all the creaky noises, the boards do not appreciate it.
It's a really old board. This gray one.
Would you call it gray? It's like a very cool gray or a very gray blue.
Well, it's gray though. It's like some kind of shade of gray, isn't it?
Is this like that dress, the black and blue dress that all the idiots said was white and gold? She thinks it was white and gold. But you know what? The company came out and said, no, the actual dress is blue and black, therefore all the other people are wrong.
For like a
Their
second.
eyes are broken.
For a second I saw it as black and blue. But then my brain reverted back to white and
then your brain
gold.
turned off. That's what you're saying.
But it's not my fault. It was the lighting. The lighting made it look like that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure somebody agrees with me.
Without getting too far off topic, the real one, the real dress, was blue and black, the actual one. So the lighting made the blue and black dress trick some people to think it was white and gold. But the real one wasn't. It was blue and black. So all the blue and black people were correct. The other people were wrong. They were fooled.
There was like another one like that where it was like a pair of sneakers or something. Very similar concept.
And the debate raged on forever.
And like, uh-oh. What did you do?
I'm sensing a problem. There's a disturbance with the force.
No. Miscalculation here?
Well, I measured everything, but the boards don't come, even though it's 4 feet long board, they're not all 4 feet long. Okay, so let's table that one for now.
Are you hoping this one will be different?
I'm hoping this one is slightly different, yes. Not really.
It's just all of the wood are warped.
They're all super warped, yes. Okay, there's a great example of the problem. Fit over there. This one's a bit tight. This one is ultra not. And both of those are the wrong size boards. Those were 2 of the mistake boards that I bought. When I should have bought 1x6s, I got 1x8s. So that complicates things. I have an idea. Move them all to the front and just ignore the gap at the back. Deal? But we're gonna skip that issue and jump straight to these narrow slat things. Yeah. The normal way you deal with mistakes. Ignore them, move on. So I'm gonna put 2 of these over here and then like several of them here. But we should probably mark them out. Where is the tape measure? I'm prepared. The slide goes down and then it makes like a left, kind of a jaunt to the left and out. So I'm gonna put it pretty close to this wall. I'm gonna put two slats here, then slide, then the rest. Deal?
Deal.
So let's put them, I don't know, 6 inches apart maybe. Let's mark it. Pencil. There's a pencil. Ouch.
4 inches?
4 inches apart?
Yeah.
How big were we going to make the opening? 2.5 feet? And if I run out of those slats, I'll have to go back to Menards.
Are you going to do the slats on just this side of the face or all
I
around?
planned on doing it all around. All right. So with these, I cut this end. I didn't cut this end at all. It's flat. This end I cut at an angle. So I want to put the angle one down and the top flush with the top.
Okay.
Such as this here.
Style choice?
Style choice also, the side that I didn't cut is all gross and rough because they use a dumpy saw. And if that's out of sight, then I don't have to do anything to make that look nice because I don't care. So,
I love how your ways are like lazy, but yet.
Hey, it's use your brain. There's got to be a way to say better than it's lazy, even though it's definitely lazy is the issue. Of course, the downside with the corded drill is this isn't a long enough cord for me to reach everything. That screw is too long.
Oops.
Poking out the back. I don't have shorter ones. I'm going to have to go back to Menards. Next slat, I'm just going to put in the bottom ones because it's holding it.
Why does it feel like we're making a jail?
I was just thinking that. You better behave or we're going to send you into your jail. Yay, playground! This didn't work. Hey, prisoners get exercise too. Does it look playgroundy? So that's 10 of them I used for this side. I have enough for that side. I will not have enough for the rest. Same deal, 4 inches.
Yeah.
So you think this is going to make the kids sleep better at night or worse? But their energy is really limitless. Like seriously, like they're looking at solar for like renewable energy. Oh, they should look at children, harvesting children. That came out wrong.
What?
Okay, can you hold this?
Well, it's kind of like, like those like hamster wheels, but with kids.
Actually, I don't want to put these screws on the top. I want to get smaller screws.
You're going to replace them down here too?
Yeah, but I really don't want the bigger screws on the top because they're going to poke out in the thing, right?
Yeah.
And that's going to be like face height for the small kid. Okay, so scratch that idea. I'm going to go check garage if I have shorter screws. Okay, bingo! But unfortunately, they are Phillips screws. It's just less fun, as discussed earlier. So if anyone watching can see any fatal flaws with this design, please tell me before I kill myself testing it out. These are 1/4 inch shorter than this thickness plus this thickness. This is 3/4, 3/4, with 6/4, 1.5. These are 1 1/4. One thing I don't like about these screws, they're black. The ones down here are shiny.
Oh, they don't match?
They don't match, and the wood is unpainted. Unless we paint the whole thing.
Should we though? Asking the viewers.
It's gonna get covered in crayon anyway. I don't think it matters.
What about milk paint kind of things?
Yeah, that might be okay. Okay, so the board's not fitting in the floor. Really threw a wrench into what I wanted to do for this video. So I was hoping to get all of these up and all the floor in. Further complicating things, they didn't have enough 1x6s. The 2 times I went, I bought all the 1x6s they had. I have a few 1x8s. So how about we just lay them all in here and see what fits. Well within bashing range, I think. Oh. Well, I'm gonna leave it right there to help space things out. So how about we lay out all of these boards we got and see if I have enough or if I need to go buy more. You can see just how radically different the lengths are here. They're all sitting in the same spot on the ground. That will need some adjustment, but I designed it so that these were 4-footers supposedly, and they're the width of the opening between these side things, so I figured I didn't have to cut anything. Well, if they were all the same width, I wouldn't have to cut anything, but we see how that worked out. And yes, I designed them to be pretty tight together. Wow, there's a gap.
Whoa.
The gap is well within ignore it range. So let me get this straight. All these boards fit, except the 2 that I had to cut to notch into the corners. Is that what's happening? Because it seems like that's what's happening. Is that really all the 1x6s I had? Well, let's switch back to the 1x8s then.
Is there a reason why you want to go with the 1x6, not 1x8s?
I don't know. It's just what I modeled. Yeah, then if only this fit. Right. There is where we stand. How big is that gap? 4 inches. So a 1x4 is actually 3.5, so that would give us a 1/2 inch extra. Yeah, so I just need a 1x4, and then these are pushed flush together. If I left like 1/8 of an inch between the gaps, that would more than make up for the 1/2 inch free I have there. So that's just a 1x4, and then we're good. I'm gonna get on.
You're gonna get on?
So as Menards is not open at midnight, I'm just gonna test it out. Climb up here. Boop. It feels like a floor. I mean, there's some wiggling. I weigh what, 5-6 times a kid, and if I put all of my weight on one board only, it's not splintering. So I think this is probably sturdy enough for kids.
It's also not.
Let's try the rock test.
Weight.
Yep, I think we're okay. I'll probably add some like a cross beam, probably in this corner on this plane, and in this corner on this plane, kind of along the back wall, just to stabilize a little more. But like, notice how we didn't crash and die? I think we're okay.